the cheese. The cheese is our version of the poison gas grenade that's been requested. It pretty much does what you'd expect. You throw it, it explodes, it releases a nasty poison gas cloud, which is affected by the wind, so you can play with those shots, and it goes straight through terrain. Good for poisoning a whole group of enemies, in fact. I'll show you this in conjunction with the portal gun.
This could be good. I mean, it's these sort of ideas where you combine these new toys to create all kinds of interesting scenarios. Like, you could combine portals with the proximity grenades, for example, to launch one out next to an enemy or something, depending on how insidious you're feeling.
Take cover!
So, I completely missed, but you see how the cheese flew through the portal, and how the cloud was pushed quite heavily by the wind and almost poisoned Burp there. The strength of the wind does affect how far the cloud travels and the speed.
Whoa!
I'm feeling a bit hellish right now, so I'm going to see if I can nail Firefox from here. That's probably way
It's a long
off.
shot.
You got Burp.
I got someone at least. Love that fire though.
You're gonna wish you hadn't done that. You've ticked off
Keeping
the wrong one, buddy.
on with the theme of tweaking the graphics, we've added some new explosion effects. You've got chunks of the land actually flying out when it explodes now, which is nice. It drops into the water with a nice little splash effect as well. We're still looking for your feedback on the fire, because even here it's used as part of the explosion effect. So if people generally don't like the new fire, that's going to be an issue.
You're gonna be sleeping with the fishes.
On top of that, I'm not sure if you'll actually be able to hear it in this video, but we've got a completely new soundtrack. Many of the old tracks were replaced with far better versions. Some of the themes that were lacking their own tracks have been given it. It's almost a complete soundtrack now. And one I'm quite pleased with. It really adds to the feel of the game. It looks like this might be a nasty double kill. Ouch.
Is that the best you can do? Supplies. Dead
Well, that's
men
me
tell
out of
no
it.
tales.
There we go, see him put the sign gun to use again, see if he can nail smacks.
I have no idea where this is going to go.
Once again, work in progress, so we're not even 100% sure if this is going to stay in the game or not at this
You
point.
are
but
just terrible.
we'll see
Just
what we
got the
can do.
Bill gets you for this.
So let's have another go at falling around the portal gun, see what we can do. I'm going to give myself invincibility this time, just because I won't embarrass myself straight away.
I saw some pretty impressive stuff that was shown off by, was it Smacks I think it was, when he was showing all these crazy jumps and stuff. Like, it's just the kind of stuff that you have to practice. It's one of those easy to learn, hard to master kind of items, but if you get good at it, you can be a real pain.
Whoa!
You may have noticed also that the momentum carries as he goes through the portal. So in placing each of those points, you could use it for all manner of ways of launching yourself across gaps, or to even launch enemies through gaps if you're quick enough.
It's quite similar to the way it actually works in Portal game.
So one would hope.
So, to show off that momentum, we'll see what we can do here with the UFO.
Oh boy, this is gonna go far. Steam, the statues are joining in.
Now this is me dropping some graves, which is a test development command. It's just to show off how the momentum works. The portals actually do have some fail safes. Once you've ended your go, they're on a timer. So after 10 seconds they'll disappear in case anything gets caught in a loop. And each individual object, like these graves, can only teleport through the portals a set number of times before they'll just come to a stop. So there you go, you're seeing them beginning to stop now. It's the first one. My momentum's still carrying me up.
It just keeps.
But what I can do is I can change the portals whilst I'm in midair, so we can hopefully try and shoot these out somewhere else and see what happens. So you saw how I used that to fly halfway across the map there. You can actually use this in practice. It's not completely impractical. We've had actually a few games where people have used it to jump from one side to the other. In fact, one of the new themes, weapon schemes I should say, that's going to be included in the next version is a game mode where you can't move, you have no weapons, all you have is the portal gun, and that's it. You've got to work out how to get around the terrain with just the portal gun. You've got to drop your enemies into the water, and it takes an awful lot of skill.
It's a good way to learn the new weapon though, so you can own some noobs on it online.
And I just committed suicide.
You've ticked off the wrong hog, buddy. Whoa! 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 Whoa!
You could totally flamethrower him in that little hole right now. Watch him get torched.
The flamethrower is actually capable of doing almost 100 damage. In fact, I think it can do over that if they're in a very small enclosed space and they're going to jump up and down on the fire.
Extra damage, vampirism, ball gun.
Here might be a good place to check out the chunks of terrain. See the rocks and pieces of earth flying out there.
I'm out of here.
Attentive users may have even noticed that they actually make splashes as they hit the water. We've even added more small touches, like adding more of the original recorded voice packs. So now when the hogs get hit, you may have already noticed, they actually respond right away. Like that.
So that
That's the best you can do. Dead men tell no tales.
Well, I'm gonna have to give it a burp.
On the topic of the voice packs,
Or not.
Like users
You're
of
a real Brady,
Hedgewars,
I gauge ya.
people
You
who've
moved off the wrong
like
hog,
taken
buddy.
part in the competition may recall that the Irony voice pack won the contest, and that voice pack is still on its way, so users can also expect to play around with that when the next version is released. Hopefully with any luck, if I've
Can
got
you
the
give us
time.
Can you give us a little demo of that, Arnie?
Well, it doesn't sound very good when it comes to me live, but we need some nice cheesy one-liners for the hogs. So there's things like where you can take something from Conan, for example, like it's like, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them flee before you, and hear the lamentation of noobs. I'm still working on the impersonation, but trust me when I say I've watched a lot of Arnie movies.
Whoa!
And of course
It shows.
Yes, well, there's still going to be the old hog and the zombie also at some point in the future, depending on how my schedule frees itself up. That could even come in the next version as well. So, you little whippersnapper! sort of
No
voice.
buccaneer. Supplies
Or, of course,
inbound. Dead man's elbow.
zombie sounds and all that stuff. I have a lot of fun.
Moving swiftly on, we're almost on game over here. You've seen most of the new weapons. Of course, there's going to be new themes. You're going to have new gameplay options, one of which I'm quite excited about is the respawning AI, which means you can actually set up a survival mode, so you can play cooperatively against the computer and see how many points you can get. On top of that, we've just started implementing a campaign mode. So far there's a tutorial in place. We won't hold off on releasing to finish the whole campaign. That's just going to be a work in progress as we go. It's something to look forward to. And of course, we're going to have new hats, new graves, new flags, all that good stuff.
So if you guys are keen to find out more about the upcoming release of Hedgewars, head on over to www.hedgewars.org.
I'm just giddy with anticipation.